is underway with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it out. It's Turbin. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Yellow Jackets' return man hardly helped out the offense with that one. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They'd better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day. Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking, running.
And the pressure was all over him in the blink of an eye.
A 10-yard loss on the play. Second down.
That's the last thing you want as an offense, a negative play, a sack on first down. Back to pass, it's Humphries. Got him downfield. And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
From the gun on third down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. And the Yellow Jackets will punt it away on fourth down. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And they'll get downfield and make the tackle right at the 16-yard line. The Seminoles offense will go to work for the first time today. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. First down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced a tackle for a loss.
Safe completion on the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there, and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Working that left side now. And they gave him no chance to get loose, and they force a fourth down. And the Seminoles will send out the punt unit. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
To throw, it's Humphries. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. The first down for the offense. To the ground with the back. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Loses one. Brings up third down.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to pass. It's Tillman. Working the middle. It's complete. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Seminoles line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Quickly complete. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Right down the middle. He's got it. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Well, listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
And a quick completion, an even quicker loss. The defense was right there to knock him down. This offense has a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. He makes a catch. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Yellow Jackets look to keep this drive humming. Leaves it with the running back. A very short pickup there, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Looking to throw at Humphries. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
But when you're running the curl route against zone coverage as a QB, you know you've got to get the receiver the ball quickly. This quarterback has a cannon for an arm. He showed you on that last throw, and the offense picks up the first down.
Pushes toward the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Follow the blocking. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit from this one.
From the gun, running back gets to give. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Throws to the back. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Looking for a productive play on first down. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. Crosses the 30. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Hey, listen, explosive plays comes in all different shapes and sizes. That time they attack the outside to the left on the ground, and that is a momentum-shifting play.
They know they have a huge advantage there. I expect them to go right back to it.
And what do you do now if you're on defense? You got to be expecting that they're going to try and tack that side of the field, maybe in the same way, maybe on this next play right here.
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Unloads to the wideout. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete. Sometimes a quarterback just needs to turn the ball loose. It was like he tried to guide that one in, and it disrupted the time.
Yeah, and just like in basketball, when you shoot a shot, you start trying to aim it, you really miss. You know, quarterbacks, they got to quickly be able to recognize, do I need to fire it? Do I need to put a little air underneath it? And it's just a tough thing for a quarterback to be able to do, but over time, you see they have less and less mishaps like that.
Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down. And the Noles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down. He'll pull it down and run.
Defense is all about creating negative plays. And he does a really good job at the quarterback spot of not taking sacks. Like, that's a great job. He wants to throw the football. The clock goes off. He takes off. He gets a positive gain.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. The give from the gun. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
They'll go with a direct snap. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because 3rd down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. They'll give it to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job by the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. Linebacker comes free, him and making the backfield for a tackle for a loss.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
3rd and 2, trying to be physical, trying to win the battle up front. Almost there, Palmer, just short, 4th and inches.
Yeah, and he was so disappointed he didn't pick up that first. He's looking over to the sidelines right now, asking for the ball again here on 4th.
They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it 1st and goal. There was no reason to hesitate on the sideline there. Just keep the offense out and go for it.
Dude, 4th and inches. If I can't get inches, I deserve to lose football games. So I'm going for it on 4th and inches every single time.
The Noles have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Wants to throw. It's Tillman. Looking to the end zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Florida State. An impressive, long, methodical, meticulous drive ends in points.
They just matriculated the ball down the field, didn't they, Reese? So impressive. Didn't see a lot of explosive plays, but how about the execution? Running and throwing the football. Wow.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out. You need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Give to the running back. Barrels all the way to the 29, a gain of 6.
A lot of times defenses blitz to stop the run. This very play right here, blitz the linebacker, but man, the offense did a great job. Everybody understood what they saw. Running back understood, pick up a nice positive gain, and they were trying to get a blitz and maybe create a tackle for a loss.
And he scoops his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
Nice job, nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the first down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
Finds his big tight end. And there is nothing doing on that one. You got the completion and nothing else to show for it. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
I think the route runner got a little bit sloppy on his route. You've got to do a better job creating some separation when you're running these end routes. But good job by the defense, too, because they took advantage and knocked the ball away.
Got it in the middle. It's Hope. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. They want to just keep throwing it. They're setting up the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. And the Yellow Jackets getting set on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Pulls it in. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Looking downfield is Humphreys. Going for 6. And that one is picked up in the end zone. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Man, what a play. Now you're setting your offense up for great position, but you want to make big plays as a defense. Not only make big plays, return it a long way down the field. You wanted a touchdown, obviously, but you set your offense up in great scoring position.
Man, as a quarterback, you got to be careful. He's lucky there. If you miss high throwing over the middle of the field, oftentimes that results in interception. So lucky that ball was incomplete.
They're bringing heat. Got it set up on the outside. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
Now the toss. At the 40, there he goes. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. They'll immediately call timeout. Waning seconds of the first half, and they'll try to tack on a 3 before they head to the locker room. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And the field goal to end the half takes us to halftime. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys. Looks like we've got a great game day atmosphere today in Atlanta. And I get it. A lot of coaches will say the difference between winning and losing comes down to stopping big plays and getting big plays. But if you ask me, it's more about how good you are on third down and how efficient you are in keeping drives alive. Those 2 stats can help you break the will of even the best defenses and help you come out on top. And with that, let's send it back to the guys on the flats at Bobby Dodd Stadium.
On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
You just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
And he fired a bullet in, but it's incomplete.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately, we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Got room at the 35. Big pickup before he goes out of bounds, but there is a flag. We'll have to see if it stands. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Back to throw, it's Tillman. Takes a hit as he fires. It's caught. He's loose down the middle. Running inside the 20. Touchdown Seminoles. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These 2 right now are definitely on the same page.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Michigan State is running away with things, and it's thanks in large part to an offense that's been firing on all cylinders. They're up by 28 over USC. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. At midfield, he's got room. Can anyone catch him? Inside the 10. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Offensive line, give me a crack. I'll do the rest. How about the Jets? The speed. He just turns it on. Going 70-plus to the house. What a huge play by the running back.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
They'll line up for a second down play. Gives it to the back on the draw. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
The Seminoles will move the sticks.
This is a top 25 offense in college football, and I like what they do. They can run the football on third downs when they need to. They show you right there. They've got some balance to them. They really know who they are. They have a good identity, and that's why they've been so successful this season.
They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a first down.
That's a really good-looking throw there. And I think about back in my day playing for the Gators, we were known as having this high-octane passing attack with Steve Spurrier, but every time we played the Seminoles and Chris Wenke, of course, would go on to win a Heisman Trophy, we knew that we were going to have to be executing at a high level. This guy right here, when he gets going and he gets into a groove, he just does not miss. He is able to light up the scoreboard for the Seminoles.
Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. They go to the ground. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
Offensively, are you going to take 4 to 6 every play? Yes, please. Sign me up for that. I'm going to take that every single time. Great job by the offense. Staying patient, staying true to who they are. You want to run the football. You want to be physical. You want to establish yourself. Check, check, check.
The Seminoles have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Getting some heat. Now he's going to break the pocket. He'll pull it down. Open space at the 25. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle in the open field. He's got running back-like ability out in space.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
Back to throw, it's Tillman. He's got his man. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Well, as a defense, you know this is going to be a challenge every time you face this offense. They're one of the 25 best in the nation at getting first downs because they can pick them up in a variety of ways, including running the football. You have got to be physical when facing off against this offense.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Trying to slam in. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
Well, after talking to him this week, I know this guy was excited to build off the momentum from last week when he scored 2 touchdowns. You could just see him here close to the end zone. He's trying to snip his way in. He's so good at finding the creases when they get down tight to the goal line. Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, Paulo.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown. I ate up a ton of clock, wore these guys out. Now they...
Touchdown, no! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. The defense has no clue how to respond right now.
No, and the defense has had absolutely no answer. He's been on the money. He's been on fire, making the right decisions and just carving this defense up.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. The kickoff unit about to go to work.
24, Georgia Tech, 14.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now, and you score so quickly. It's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being aggressive.
They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback on the keeper. Bringing the heat. Oh, dismisses another dude. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. He ran through tackles like water through a sieve.
And the defense was trying to figure out all the options and try to get everything stopped. And the quarterback said, you better stop me first. He takes the football, takes it to the house. How about this QB making magic happen with his feet?
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Fair catch called for and made. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Back to throw, it's Tillman. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary. You saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick because of the hit. Incomplete pass.
Ball is at the 42-yard line, close to 4-down territory. Here's third and short. He'll pitch it. And they're able to get a third down stop here. See if they go for it on fourth. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They'll keep the offense on the field on fourth down already with a one-possession lead. Now on the option. He'll toss it. Past the 45. And how much running room have they been able to find just all day? They are piling up unbelievable rushing stats. And the Seminoles are rolling down the field.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes a stop. And the Seminoles will snap it on first and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Nice job by the QB sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running the football. Everything is going according to plan right now. They've been able to stay on the field. They put some nice plays together, back to back to back.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Florida State.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freak freakish ability on that play.
And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
31, Georgia Tech, 21.
And he'll bring it back. Stopped at the 26, brought it out of the end zone, picked up an extra yard. The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Keeps looking downfield. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Dropping back, it's Humphries. He's going up top. And that ball is picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
It doesn't get any better from your defense. You know exactly the situation in the 4th quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Now the pitch. To the 10. Across the 25, he's got room. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way.
You want to know why this offense runs the football a lot? Because you got a guy that's top 5 in college football in rushing. You give him the football, and he'll continue to make plays. I imagine they're going to keep feeding him because he keeps putting up productive numbers.
Touchdown Seminoles! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
That makes the score Florida State 38, Georgia Tech.
Returner will field it and try to get some field position. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Caught over the middle. It's Hope. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Now the defense will try to keep them on this end on 3rd and short from the 21. They'll go to the air, trying to get to it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result, they haven't allowed 200 passing yards in this game.
And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. The aerial assault continues. Quick completion on the out. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all off-season long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
Looking to throw, it's Humphries. Fires to the middle. Got his man downfield. He'll work his way down to the 28. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Yellow Jackets are on the move. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He felt the heat, trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or 2. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. The give to the back. That's a 20. He's got space. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the 1st down. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a new set of downs. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Makes the grab on the left. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. First and goal, and this feels like their chance to make a game of it. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. From the gun, looking for a man. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets!
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And right down the middle. If they're going to pull off this big rally, they'll need to get this one back. They line up for the onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Line gets set, first down. The option look. He'll pitch it. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw, it's Tillman. He's got his man. Tackled after picking up the first down. You know this sophomore has a big arm, and there were some revolutions on that one.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You can tell. Drops back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off, get what I can get.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
The quarterback's lucky on that play because when you miss slant throws behind, if the defense is in zone coverage, there might be a defender standing right there willing to take that ball and return it for a touchdown.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Complete out of the backfield. And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And if they can find the end zone here, that might be all she wrote. 1st and goal. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Knowles! With that last score, things comfortable here in the 4th as they are headed to a 7-1 record. And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the 4th. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. The deficit is large, hope is fainting, but they'll try to finish strong.
Made a lot of mistakes in this game, and that's why it looks like they're going to take the L. Lots of things to improve on, lots of things to coach upon, and at this point, I think if you're a head coach, David, you're just trying to see which of your guys aren't quitting late in the game.
Yeah, which is a real thing, by the way. Who's going to compete to the final whistle? What do we talk about all the time? Coaches are always preaching to these guys. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just compete as hard as you can. So, good opportunity to try to finish this game with something positive.
They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick completion on the out route. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
He's got his man.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
Caught close to the marker. It's Coffee. Dragged down at the 43, but they've got it in enemy territory. They picked up 10 and give him a first down. Got to get everyone set. They spike it to stop the clock.
It leads to second down.
Sixth play of the drive coming up. Dropping back, it's Humphries. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but a nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. And this one is just about in the books. The defense can stop the clock one more time.